Hello, hello. So today I feel like this reading is definitely about somebody who is really balancing their inner power, balancing their spirituality and practicality, right? So our first card we have is Judgment. And in the Rider-Waite, Judgment is about an awakening. It's about, an aha moment. It's, like a jarring, but a jarring in a good way, because it's like an understanding. In this deck, which is the Liminal Forrest Oracle, she talks about, judgment as we think of judgment, as judgment being a reflection of somebody else onto you because of their own self-confidence, and misunderstanding of value, and sometimes it can break us down if we're not aware of who we are on the inside. But I feel like whoever this is somebody who's overcoming seeing things outside of themselves as being themselves, right? This is somebody who is understanding that the things outside of themselves are not about them. And that's what we are, right? That's what this world and everything, our interactions with others is a reflection, right? We reflect our emotions on others, and that's how we interact with them a lot of times. And if you're having an unhealthy way you view about yourself, a lot of times you have an unhealthy view on others. And underneath that, we have alignment, because I definitely feel like whoever this is for, this reading speaks highly of somebody who is coming into their alignment. And then again, like in the Rider-Waite card, of Judgment, that would be somebody who is in alignment, and there's like a grace almost that you're getting. It's like the reward in a way, whether it feels like it at the time, but it's, you're ready for this moment of awareness. And then the first row we have the Empress. So the Empress, we always think of her as somebody who's abundant, somebody who is expansive, somebody who, they have it all, so things just are gravitating towards them, which I do kind of feel like that's what this person is about. But the Empress also is somebody who, the reason why those things come to her is because she is in alignment. Again, alignment. She knows how to balance her knowledge and her emotions and her intuitions together. And this is somebody who has it all and knows how to use it, right? But at the same time, they're understanding it on a world level, on an earth realm level, right? They're understanding it in the aspect of a day-to-day. So they use that to their advantage. And when you have the Five of Wands, a lot of times we think of Five of Wands as negative, but we have to remember that the Five of Wands is kind of like playing. It's kind of like training. And a lot of times this could mean that, you've been through a lot of experiences, so you kind of have the know-how. To me, this is what that feels like. It feels like the Empress, whoever this is the Empress, because they've experienced things, and through experience and knowledge and their ability to kind of work through that, they are able to really manage and navigate the world around them. And so in the area we have to work on, we have the Four of Coins, and we also have the Two of Cups. So Four of Coins, yes, this could be somebody overcoming lack in relationships. If we want to say that this is like an emotional connection reading, which I kind of really don't like to do that, but anyway, it could be though. Either way, this is somebody who is coming to the understanding of balance within themselves, and therefore it does project in a positive way of security, which the Four of Coins can also be, and in balancing the emotions and connectivity they have with others around them, because they're understanding the balance within the connectivity within themselves and with spirit, right? And the oneness. So I feel like that's kind of what it is. It's recognizing that we have these abilities. We do have stability, and we do have that connection, right? And in the third row, which is always my my row of what we have around us, what kind of abilities you have, what kind of skill sets, what kind of assets you have, whether that be energy, spirit, resources, people around you. I have the Empress and the Ten of Cups, which if I were going to say something, I would say, okay, maybe this is a love type reading, but the members in this reading, the two people coming together are definitely in alignment. And this is, if this is a relationship, it is a relationship that is balanced spiritually and materially. This is a couple who has maybe been through it, and they are aware of, what it takes to have a stable and loving relationship. Because again, once you do that within yourself, so if this is for a specific person and this is their inner journey, this is definitely the same type of thing. You have to understand your value and your worth, but you also have to understand the value and the worth of other people and understand how it all correlates. And the projections we put on people is not always true, right? We're all kind of going through the same thing. But so as this being the things we have around us to help us, this could either be an energy within yourself. You're a strong and noble leader who has the passion and the drive and all the capabilities of all the kings, right? You are somebody who, like the Empress, has all the capabilities of all the queens. This is somebody who is very powerful, but powerful in a way that they know how to use it, right? And this is a very spiritual card too, because I always think of ones as spiritual, but that's just who I am. Being an Aries, of course I'm going to say that. And it's 4. Sometimes 4 can be, for me, it's stability. It is sometimes learning stability and understanding how to get that through, lessons that you've had. But these are like the pillars. This is the things that hold us up, understanding and working through those things that kind of hold us up is the 4s. So with that, we have the 10 of Cups. This is ultimate fulfillment. This is, spiritual, emotional. It can be material too, because all of these things are met, right? And the reason why is because we're in alignment. We're in alignment with what we know we need and what we need know how to get it, right? Like the Empress, she knows how to get it because she's smart and she's wise, but she is also very caring, but she also doesn't really kind of give a crap. She's just like, this is what I'm doing. She's nurturing, but she's also somebody who allows things to come to her. The Emperor and the 10 of Cups to me just emphasizes that there's a powerful person here who is a leader and is somebody who, can make big changes, but there's somebody who's also got a good balance of their emotional and spiritual self who understands what that takes to really have true happiness. And on our last row, we have the High Priestess and we have the King of Pentacles, which I get him sometimes. The King of Pentacles to me, and I don't know if this is like my own interpretation, but I always feel like the King of Pentacles is one of those kings that he has the ability to take care of others, but he does it in a loving way that keeps people from being dependent, right? He kind of builds them up, teaches them how to be independent in their own way, but if they can't do it, he's got them, right? It's a nurturing, but also a nurturing and encouraging king. And then, because he's a pentacle, so it's like there's a slowness to his process. He's not rushed. And then you have the High Priestess, and we all know what the High Priestess is, right? She is a lot about taking that step back and being aware and observing things and having that kind of non-biased approach to what things are. She sees things as they are on a deeper level. She's able to see through the veil, like they say, but this, I think, combined with the King of Pentacles, if this is a person, this is somebody who's really understanding how things work, right? How they work on the spiritual level and how they work on the day-to-day earthly realm. This is somebody who is understanding that, it's not about rushing. It's really about observing and feeling it and then acting. And then I also feel like if this is a relationship, this is a relationship that is not only grounded and fulfilling in the material world and stability. This is something that is grounded and emotional and the mystical and the spiritual. And this is something that feels more than other relationships might have felt. And then we go to the Moonology cards, which I thought was crazy. Here they go, popping out together. But I have the South Node, which in like karmic astrology, a lot of times this is where you were in a past life, what you've kind of mastered, right? I mean, you still take these lessons with you, but you're kind of going to a different level. So you've already been there, you kind of did that. And so what you're going to be doing is you're doing the opposite sign, right? And we all have signs that kind of like are counterbalance. They kind of like, they kind of fill the holes where our sign kind of maybe is less adequate. I don't know. But so we've kind of mastered that, right? So whatever, look at your north node and your south node. And whenever like the north and south node are in certain signs in astrology, a lot of times that gives us lessons no matter what your sign is in. So we all kind of have a little bit of everything in us. And, there's the sky. The stars and planets are in the sky regardless of when you were born. So they do have an effect on you. But so this is saying in your south node, don't let your past hold you back. And I feel like this is so important because this is obviously somebody, or either whether it be a person or a couple, this is somebody who has really gone through it and learned those lessons. Like, you're comfortable in that place, right? So like the next card in your north node, it says step out of your comfort zone, saying you are safe. You've been there. You know how to master that. You're okay. Quit using that as your scapegoat and kind of tap into that other part of yourself. For me, my south node is in Aquarius. So I'm okay with being weird. I'm okay with being out of the box. That's where I thrive. I love that. A part of me that I've had to develop and I'm still developing is my Leo self, right? That's the creative, but creative and expressive way where you're kind of a leader in a way. And I'm really trying to deal with that. But it's hard because, I'm comfortable being, my own ideas and being okay with that. So it's not like you have to let go of that south node. It's almost like that south node kind of helps you kind of usher in that other side of you. And that balance between those two parts of you really makes you a whole person. And so my last two cards are Herbal Astrology cards. And the first card I got is number 46, Angel's Trumpet. And this is kind of like the death card. It even has Mars and Pluto, which is Scorpio all the way. I always tease my husband because me being an Aries and him being a Scorpio, I always say that we share Mars. But yeah, this message speaks hugely of transformation for me. And this is just another confirmation. We have been through some things and we've evolved, right? And we've kind of not so much gotten rid of things of ourselves, but things that were holding ourselves back. So I like to kind of think of the death card in that way. It's not so much that you're getting rid of a part of yourself. You're getting rid of those things that are holding those parts of yourself back because, they're still there. Those things are still there. It's just the blockages that don't allow you to be who you are, right? Or don't allow you to see things from a different perspective. And again, here I am with Rishi. I don't know what it is, but when I get Rishi, I'll get it for a couple days. I think what it is it tells me that that's when I need to meditate and I need to like chill, because yesterday I called off work because I just wasn't feeling good. I don't know, I've been super tired. I don't know if it's the heat, but Rishi, like in Ayurvedic medicine and ancient Chinese medicine, it's always been like a huge medicine for spirituality and clear thinking, and also for youthfulness, because it's like a regenerating herb, even though it's a mushroom. Sometimes mushrooms are used as herbs, but it's number 27, and the rulers are Jupiter and Sun. So if you think of Jupiter, that's expansive, but how does it get expansive, right? How can we equate this to this mushroom? So and to retreat. So if we take that time and relax, then we can get that rejuvenating energy. We've been through a lot. I mean, look at these cards. We've learned a lot. We've gone through a lot. And sometimes even if you haven't, it takes stepping back and observing, like the high priestess, to really kind of see things from a different view and understand things in the finer details without rushing it in, right? So that's why I feel like we have the King of Pentacles. And Rishi is just a beautiful representation of spiritual stillness to me. Again, I have to say this is a beautiful reading. If this is for you, if this is for a relationship that you're in, this is beautiful. This is somebody becoming whole and really getting a grasp on their life. It might be kind of shocking for you, right? It might be like, oh, why am I here? What is happening? This isn't my life, right? Like the Talking Heads, this isn't my life. This isn't my beautiful wife. Anyway, but Sorry. But yeah, I feel like you guys, whoever this is for, or if this is collectively, this is beautiful. Let's embrace it, right? Let's embrace that spirituality and our practicality, because the wholeness is what makes it what it is. Thank you, and I will talk to you guys later.